Good morning to you. I hope everything's going well. Welcome to Built on Faith Homestead. Today is going to be a crazy day. We got a lot of work to do. We are filling up a swimming pool for the kids. Just a little video thing. We'll show you guys about it. And we are doing some pickles today. And I need to fix a sink today. And I need to go to town. And it's just going to be a busy day. But we thought we'd bring you guys along. If everything goes smooth, it won't be all that bad. If anything pretty well has a hiccup, it's going to be a real big pain today. But some stuff we need to get done. The wife is already soaking the cucumbers in a saltwater mix overnight. She soaked them overnight, and we're going to try to can them today because we got enough cucumbers to actually do some pickles. And so we're going to do that today. Fill up the swimming pool, do a little bit of work in the garden, feed and water the animals. It's going to be a day. So come along with us today. I don't know if there's one particular theme about this video, other than just showing you guys. We have talked about how we all have to work together on these things. That's what today's going to be about, working together. And so come along with us. We'll see what we can get done. Here is the swimming pool that we have bought. It's a 10-foot in diameter and 30-inch deep swimming pool. We bought it off of Amazon. It was a whopping $60. Now, I told the wife, even as close as we live to the river, it wouldn't be long before we would use up $60 in fuel running back and forth to the river every time we wanted to dunk in the water. And so, well, hi, Sylvie. Why don't you just say hi? Yeah, why don't you say hi, Sylvie, girl? And so, we thought it would be money well spent. Plus, that's deep enough that Luella, especially, and Leah can start learning to go underwater and those kinds of things. 10-foot in diameter, 30 inches deep, $60 off of the Amazons. And we'll show you guys kind of, I started yesterday and I had trouble getting it level enough anyway. I got a feeling today it's just going to be what it's going to be. But we'll show you guys what I've done here. So, it is sitting on a tarp. Don't let it fool you. I had to bring it up here to keep it level. The base of this pool, once it's filled up, will be sitting on the tarp. These side walls where this is inflated, this will stand up, and as it fills with water, and then we will have us a nice little swimming pool. We just disked the ground, raked the dirt, tried to level it out best we could. We put this extra tarp under it just for extra protection, and then I'm going to put like rocks around the edge of this tarp, and then this will give us a place to like kick our shoes off and those kinds of things before we get in the water. So it actually come in pretty handy, I think. So we have to start filling this morning, along with everything else that we were doing this morning. So I'm gonna get the water hose, start getting it filled up, because it can be filling while we're doing all this other work. What you guys just seen there was a giant red wasp nest that somehow got into the barred rocks. I'm a little jumpy because there's still a wasp running around. But I got up here early enough this morning, it wasn't active yet. And listen, I might catch some flack for this on here. Don't really care. But I flipped it down and I just absolutely doused that with wasp spray while they still weren't active. And what if your chickens eat it? And well, I hope they don't. But I need to get rid of them because I have got my daughters that like to come up here and see the chickens. And sometimes when they're playing outside, they'll run up here and look at the chickens just while we're doing other stuff. And so, and them was them great big old red wasps. Big old aggressive things. If you've spent any time around them, you know they'll sting you just looking at them funny. So, I wanted to get them took care of this morning. So I got that sprayed, and we'll get back to feeding the chickens this morning. You never know what you're going to run into on days like today. You just never know. Say good morning, babies. Say good morning. Grow out rabbits are looking fantastic. Getting about big enough now, not too far away from butchering, and I need to figure out which ones are boys and which ones are girls, because we want to keep a handful of girls back for breed stock. Looking good this morning though, guys. Yeah, looking good. You see that chicken waterer in there? I started using those a while back ago for our grow out rabbits especially. I really like that metal bin for watering them. It's plenty of water for them, and they don't chew it up. And so I was at the feed store the other day, and these guys were getting big enough they were emptying the water bowls every day. And so I knew that they were needing probably some more water in this heat. And so I got them one of these, and this has worked out perfect. And I need to get another one for these guys over here, maybe next week. I just added to their water bowls, and so they're doing okay on that amount. But it wouldn't hurt nothing to get them one too for this side. Yeah, good morning, guys. How you guys doing? Especially a couple of these I want to keep back for breed stock, because their mama has big litters and she does a good job taking care of them, and she's been a good rabbit, and so I'm hoping some of those genetics will pass down. We'll take the biggest and prettiest looking ones and keep them for breed stock. Looking good though, guys. Attempt number 547 of trying to get this at least close enough to level to work for us. Hopefully this time we're good to go. Now, kind of looks like it's gonna rain. Anyhow, now me and Leah Joe got to make a run into Conway to get some supplies for Mama's cannon. You ready to go down? Yeah, we'll get some cannon supplies for Mama. Yeah. Make pickles. You gonna help Mama make pickles? All right, here we go. All right, guys. Well, we was able to get the stuff Mama wanted for cannon, and we were able to get Leah's meat for her birthday party next week. Woohoo! All right. So, while I was outside doing all that and going to the store, Mama has been working like a busy bee in here. And what's she doing? She is making some dill pickles. We got enough cucumbers last night in order to make some pickles. And so right now, I think all she's doing is draining the pickles. We had them in a salt bath all night. Tell us what you're doing here and why you're doing it.
So I'm trying a couple new things that I didn't do a couple years ago. I wasn't real happy with my cucumbers, or my pickles, I mean, last time I can. So last night I kind of did some of the prep work. I cut them. I cut where the part where it's attached to the vine, a big part, not a huge part, but some of it, and then the other end too, just barely enough, because apparently there's an enzyme in there that will help. It tries to keep your pickles soft, I think is what I was looking up. I was just trying to figure out, because I haven't really canned pickles very much, so I'm learning myself. But I cut off both ends on every one of them, and then I kept them cold and in an iced salt bath all night. While I slept, I just stuck them in the fridge. So it's supposed to help with the crispiness, so you get a crunchy pickle.
Ain't nothing worse than a soggy dill pickle.
No, and that's kind of how mine turned out, and I didn't like it.
That's right. So we're trying something different. So, and this year, another change we made is we are growing pickle-specific cucumbers. These are picklers. And they look beautiful growing, being in that salt all night.
They have a pretty color, way better than the other ones we did.
They do. Are they firm? They feel kind of firm?
I don't know.
You know? Well, we'll see what happens. Okay. So, she is going to continue the canning process today. This is what I meant this morning. Everybody's having to work. It's a busy, busy day. And this is what we've tried to put forth in our other videos while it was slower. This time of year, there's no really taking any time off, is there, Mama? No. No, it's that time of year for us.
And you gotta squeeze in cannon amongst
everything else
that you have to do. So It's usually a lot of late nights and stuff.
Yeah. And usually, a couple years ago, whenever we were doing this much gardening, basically, if we wasn't running at least 1 canner a day, we were falling behind, wasn't we, Mom?
Yes.
Yeah. So we're gonna hopefully be in that same situation, not because we want to be that busy, because we want to have lots of food put away, right?
Yep.
Yeah. What do you think, Leah?
He is kind of going crazy.
Leah's wild this morning. She ate last night. Mama started the pickles, started soaking them in the salt, and Leah goes, "I want to make pickles with you."
Yeah.
So she's been helping with the pickles, huh? What do you think, Blue Bug? You don't know? Bobo eating some Cheerios over there?
I'm kind of quiet sometimes.
You're kind of quiet sometimes. And that is some fresh dill that Mom's got hanging, letting it dry. But this morning, I cut some dill off of our dill weed back here, and she's going to put it just straight fresh dill into our pickles. Also, these are the peppercorns we're going to use. It's the different colored ones. Let me tell you why. I was in the grocery store looking for peppercorns, and I couldn't find them. And there was an older lady there, and she, I was trying to get out of her way, and I said, "I'm still looking for my item," right? She said, "Well, what are you looking for?" And I told her. And she said, when she makes pickles, she likes this kind of peppercorn with all the different, the white and the black, the green, the red, yellow, all the different colors of the peppercorns because of the amazing flavor it puts into stuff. And I was convinced. And so I kind of took a leap of faith and got them. And when I got home, I told Melissa, and she was like, "Man, that sounds excellent." So we're going to try that. And we are just going to get after it today as she's weighing pickles. We will do more other videos this summer and spring. It's not really spring anymore. 4th of July, I guess it's summer.
Yeah.
This summer, we will do more videos that are more canner specific. Today's video is not necessarily about canning. Today's video is to show you guys that if you're going to live this kind of lifestyle, which I believe is a good thing, everybody is going to have to pitch in and help. The kids are going to have to help. Husband's going to have to work. The wife's going to have to work in it. Everybody has to stay busy, right? So I'm not going to be able to spend my Saturday afternoon just lounging around doing nothing today.
You usually don't anyway.
That's true. I get grumpy. Anyhow, we're not here to tell about my faults. We will get to work. I love you, sweetheart. So what you just seen in that video clip was stuffing the jars full of cucumbers, You've seen her cutting, trying to make some room for the cucumbers and packing them in there as tight as we could without smashing them too much, because you don't want to, you'll make them mushy doing that, right? The new brine mixture that she was trying, gonna give them that yellow color. It's got that turmeric or however you say it.
Yeah.
And it's got our own dill in it, which is cool.
Yeah.
Our very own cucumbers, our very own dill. And so we'll see what happens.
Yep.
They're in the water bath canner for 10 minutes. Melissa will pull them out. We'll show you guys what that looks like whenever they're done.
Yep.
Good job, sweetie.
Thank you.
First dill pickles of the year in the canner. How's that feel?
Good.
Good? All right. All right, guys. I got to show you something else, too. The pool, it's full. We'll show you guys the swimming pool here in just a second. Billy, you've been watching the swimming pool, girly? All right. So, here is our swimming pool. Now, it's very dirty, especially on the outside of the pool, because I've started filling it a couple different times, and once it got some water in it, I realized it wasn't level enough. And so we finally got it, praise the Lord, I believe level enough. And as you can tell, I haven't hooked up the pump or anything like that. All right, the plugs are in there. We will do all that next week. But this is our swimming pool. Amazon, right? Best way, fast set. And it is fast, as long as you have some level ground to work with. We did not have, right? So it's not terrible, but man, 1/4 inch off on one side, a little bit higher. By the time you get 2 or 3 foot up, that 1/4 inch makes a lot of difference, which makes a lot of difference with how high you can fill your pool. And so, it took a lot more, right? A lot more effort, a lot more work to get it at the right height. But here it is, filled up. You're looking at, it's just a hair over 2 foot deep in there, 30 inches or so, and 10 foot in diameter. That's deep enough. The girls can sure have a good time in there. Leah's gonna have to wear a little flotation device, and even deep enough that I can get down in it and sit down, and it will feel amazing whenever it's hot out here. Good little place to cool off right here by the house. We don't have to get extra snacks or anything. We can go ahead and make whatever we would typically make for dinner, and it's right here at the house. And for $60, we felt like that was a good way to go. Well, a little more than that, because we bought this tarp. The wind's been blowing. My plan is I'll wash everything good, hose everything off really good. I'll wash the tarp off really good, and then we'll get the tarp down flat, because the wind's been blowing it all around, as you can tell. And then maybe I'll take some of the big rocks we've pitched out of the garden to help hold the tarp down, keep it clean, and then that'll give us a good place to take our shoes and our socks off and all that before we get in the pool. So, this is it.
Wouldn't you know it, 3 hours later.
What do you think of your new pool?
I love it.
You love it? Yeah, kind of fun, huh?
Yeah, and my feet are big inside.
Yeah.
But they're not big when you get them out.
They're not big when you get them out. You like your little pool? Yeah. Tiny pool for a tiny house, huh? So if you guys will remember clear back to the beginning of this video, we had some tasks we had to do today. Today's gonna be a busy, busy day, like we said. So we got the animals took care of, fed and watered, all of that took care of. We have went to the store for Mama and got the rest of the canning stuff she needed. She has got the jars in the water bath canner canning for the 10 minutes so we can pull them back out, let them seal. We ate lunch, right? We have got a bunch of that done, and then when she is done canning and we get some of that cleaned up, I'm going to try to replace our faucet in our kitchen. It never has worked great, and it just keeps getting worse. I have taken it apart and tried to get it to work better, and I got it to work a little bit better, but then it went back to not working very good. So I had to buy a new faucet to put in, and so I'm hoping it won't be too big of an undertaking. The way we have built everything in here, I maybe didn't think it through good enough. It may be a bit of a pain, but we'll see what we can do. But especially the more canning we do, you want lots of water, and it just barely sends a trickle out. And so, in fact, we can't even get enough water to flow through the faucet to make our hot water heater kick on when we're trying to get water. So we need to try to fix that. We're getting there, getting close, guys. All right, guys, here they are. So you will see some of these say bread and butter 2020. Those aren't bread and butter pickles, obviously. These are dill pickles. And it's not 2020. You can get by. I'm not saying it's recommended, but I'm saying you can get.
Oh, there's
Was that the one?
Yep.
I just spent like 20 minutes filming this thing, hoping we could catch the seal, and I just missed it. You can get by with reusing jar lids, some. And so especially with our pickles, and especially dill pickles, with all that vinegar and salt in there and stuff, as long as they seal, you should be good. All right, guys, here's the faucet, the current one. This is full blast right here. This is all that we can get to come out of it. I've had the handles off. I get a ton of water coming out of both handles, but for some reason right here is where it's messed up. There's a little plunger in there, and I've messed with it, and I've got it to where for a day or two we had pretty good flow, and then it went back to this. Now, this isn't, I guess, terrible, but it's not enough to even get our hot water heater to kick on, and for canning purposes, it is not going to be joyous at all. And so, I've got a new faucet. It's the same exact style as the one that's in there now. We have this style in our bathroom as well, because it's also a wash tub. With the sprayer and everything, and it works great in there, and we get lots and lots of flow, but in here we don't have any flow. So we're going to replace it. We're going to try to take this one out. We're going to try to put this one in, and hopefully we increase our flow rate by a bunch. All right, guys, praise the Lord. It was actually, so I knew there was one easy way I could do it, and if that easy way didn't work, I was going to have to actually take these sinks out. However, the easy way works, and we have a full stream of water. It makes the hot water heater kick on now. That's the hot. That's the cold. Sprayer, it's actually the first time I've turned it on. Sprayer works good. Good deal. So it was the easy way. Sometimes, whenever you are dreading something, knowing that it could be a really big hassle, it turns out not being so bad. Now let me explain why this could have been such a big hassle. So I put these sink bays in, and as you can tell, it is just wash tubs. And I was tired the day I did it, and one of them has got the handle flipped out, and the other one doesn't. I don't care, the handle looks cool. Wish I'd have done it on both ends instead of just one end, but anyway. And there's a gap here, and so we spray foamed it and then put some of that metallic silicone across the top and all down around here, right? It's not perfect, but it works. Keeps water out. It's what we needed to do. However, I installed the faucet, the old one, before I did the sinks, and so I wasn't thinking about like having to get back to that sink. Now, because these are just 2x4 or 2x6s for the countertops, it is thicker than your average countertop. So I can't actually put the lock nuts on this sink to lock it to that countertop. What I'll have to do is go ahead and silicone this. I can't get to my silicone right now because of some wasps, but I'll have to silicone this eventually to help lock it in. And after all that being said and done, I thought there's a chance I could pull this out because I've got no way to access it from underneath. I've got no way to access it because I have no way to access it from underneath very well at all. And so I thought I'm either going to have to tear all these sinks out, or I'm going to have to try to find a way to cut a hole without cutting any water lines in the back end of it. Or maybe it will just pull through the top. And praise the Lord, it took a little grunting, but it pulled right through the top. And now we have a good stream of water. So, that little project actually went really well. Well, we got the sink fixed. I told you guys, first of the video, right? There were some goals. We had to get the pool filled. We got that done. Woohoo! We had to get the cucumbers canned and made into dill pickles, and we got that done. We had to get a new faucet put on. We got that done. We had to go to the grocery store and get a few things. We got that done. And it went really smooth. And I remember saying at the beginning of the video, if things go smooth, it'll be not too bad of a day. But if anything goes haywire, it's going to be a pain. But everything went really smooth. And now we are out in the garden in Luella. Let's see what you got, baby doll.
Cucumbers and bell peppers. Bell peppers are my favorite food.
Bell peppers is your favorite. You're pretty excited. And Mom, she's been out here planting in the garden, trying to figure out what we're going to do next year out here to improve it, right? Yeah. We have got, you got that too. We have got them tomato caterpillar thingies, whatever them are, tomato worms. Terrible. So we just went through and picked a bunch of them off. And we're going to harvest some lettuce. This lettuce, it looks like it would be bitter and not very good and tough, but it's still really good. So we're going to eat some lettuce tonight. We're going to harvest some lettuce and call it a day. I want to thank you guys for watching. I know we did some videos earlier in the spring about how you just have to work together and those things. But today is a prime example of that. Melissa was inside canning, cleaning, doing dishes, and those kinds of things. And when you're canning, you're never done doing dishes until it's all done. And so she was doing the dishes and cleaning and taking care of the kids and getting ready to can all that stuff. I was outside working on the swimming pool, getting it set up. And I had to go to the store, and then I was able to, she did the dishes after the canning. I was able to replace the faucet, which went fairly well. She was out here working in the garden while I was working on the faucet, and I met him out here, and now we're going to harvest some lettuce and kind of call it a day. We kind of wanted this afternoon and evening just to be able to just chill out and relax. I'm going to edit this video, and that's going to be about it, other than, while I edit the video, Melissa's going to make dinner. So, you know, I guess you could say it's not really relaxing, but it's relaxing to us. And so we want to thank you guys for watching. Stick around with us. Please remember to like and subscribe if these type of videos. If you're interested in canning, if you're interested in learning how to can or to make pickles, or if you just like to watch us mess up, like and subscribe to our page. Hit the notification bell. Go a long way to helping us out. We are still at 49 subscribers. So you could be our number 50, and it doesn't do anything for you other than you're the number 50, right? Thank you guys, and we'll catch you next time.